It happens in a split second. You're standing in a meeting, sitting at a family dinner, or having what feels like a normal conversation with someone you believed you could trust. Then, without warning, it lands. A subtle jab, a sarcastic comment, a patronizing tone, a thinly disguised insult passed off as a harmless joke in an instant. Your body reacts against you, your chest tightens, your heart starts racing. He trushes to your face. In that precise moment, your mind pushes you toward one of two reactions. Either you strike back and try to cut them down with an even sharper reply, or you shrink, force a nervous laugh, and swallow the bitterness just to keep things calm. If you fight back, you step into their chaos, you reflect their storm, you enter a battlefield they created on their terms, following their rules. But if you stay quiet and swallow it out of fear, you turn against yourself. You show them that your dignity has a price and that your boundaries can easily be crossed. Most people spend their lives stuck between these two painful extremes, either reacting explosively or quietly submitting. Because of this, they end up living completely at the mercy of how others choose to treat them on any given day. But thousands of years ago, the ancient Stoics developed a third path. Men like Marcus Aurelius, who governed an empire, and Epictetus, who endured the harsh reality of slavery, understood a deeply unsettling truth. No person on this earth has the power to disrespect you without your subconscious permission. They saw that an insult is not a weapon, it is an invitation, it is a test. The moment you realize you don't have to accept that invitation, you become mentally untouchable. Today, we are going to break down the fragile, reactive patterns that have been draining your peace and your strength. We will dive into the deeper psychological mechanics behind disrespect. And I'm going to give you one sentence, a single powerful Stoic line that can instantly disarm anyone who tries to diminish you. It won't just stop the disrespect immediately. It will permanently change how they perceive you. Before we unlock this framework, you have a decision to make. You can close this video and return to being controlled by your emotional triggers, or you can stay, rebuild your thinking, and take back your authority. Hit the subscribe button now to join a community of individuals who move with quiet, undeniable strength. Leave a comment below to ground your intention. Share this video with someone who is tired of fighting the wrong battles. And don't skip a single moment. If you miss the foundation, the sentence will not work. Commit to this transformation today. Write this exact vow in the comments right now. I am the sole commander of my reactions. Number 1. The illusion of the personal attack. To truly master disrespect, you must first completely rethink what it actually is. When someone insults you, interrupts you, or speaks with contempt, your ego immediately steps in and says, "This is about me." You assume they have analyzed your flaws, judged your value, and delivered a conclusion about who you are. You take their words, wrap them around your identity, and carry them like a heavy, burning weight. But Stoicism requires you to see beyond that illusion. When someone acts with arrogance, cruelty, or passive aggression, they are not evaluating your character. They are revealing a chaotic, unfiltered glimpse of their own inner state. People who are genuinely happy, stable, and fulfilled do not enter rooms looking to make others feel small. They don't rely on sarcasm or subtle insults to drain the energy of those around them. The person trying to provoke you is struggling with unseen wounds. They may be facing deep insecurity, a loss of control in their own life, or a quiet envy of what you represent. They throw insults the way a drowning person thrashes in the water, reaching for anything to stay afloat. They try to pull others down just to feel like they can rise. Epictetus taught that we should not be disturbed by the actions of the ignorant because they are simply acting according to their nature. The moment you stop taking disrespect personally, it loses its sting. You stop seeing them as a powerful judge and begin to see them as someone unwell, overwhelmed by their own insecurity. When you understand that it isn't about you, the intense urge to defend yourself fades away. Fix this truth firmly in your mind right now. Comment below. Their disrespect is a reflection of their own pain. Number 2. The fatal trap of over-explaining. When the disrespect hits, the most common and damaging reaction is the urge to explain. Someone questions your competence, and you immediately jump into a rushed defense of your achievements. Someone misrepresents your intentions, and you write a long paragraph trying to prove that you are a good person. You believe you are standing up for yourself, but psychologically you are doing the exact opposite. You are stepping onto the witness stand and placing the judge's gavel in their hands. When you frantically defend yourself against an insult, you subconsciously signal to the other person that their opinion holds significant authority over your life. You are telling them, your disrespect has shaken me, and I need you to understand me so I can feel secure again. The manipulator thrives on this. They enjoy watching you scramble. They enjoy seeing you waste your valuable energy trying to convince them of something they have already chosen not to believe. A Stoic warrior never begs to be understood. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself that an emerald does not lose its value simply because it is not admired. You do not owe a toxic person a full explanation for your right to exist, your right to choose, or your right to take up space. To become untouchable, you must decisively cut the cord of over-explaining. You must become completely comfortable with letting people be entirely wrong about you. When you refuse to justify yourself to a fool, you deny them the very leverage they were trying to gain. Number 3, the one sentence that stops them cold. Now we reach the turning point. You have separated your ego. You have refused to explain yourself. The insult lingers in the air. The room waits for your response. The person who delivered the disrespect is expecting you to react, to lose control, or to shrink. Instead, you look them directly in the eyes. You do not glare. You do not frown. You observe them with the calm, steady curiosity of a scientist studying a strange, confused specimen. You allow 1 second to pass, then another. Then, in a completely steady and neutral voice, you ask a single question. Are you hoping for a reaction from me? Let those words settle. Are you hoping for a reaction from me? This is not a defensive move. It is a powerful psychological mirror. When you ask this question, something shifts. You step outside the emotional frame of the moment and force them to confront the nature of their own behavior. If they were trying to provoke you, you have just exposed their tactic in front of everyone. You have named the game. Manipulators and toxic individuals operate in subtlety. They rely on implication and passive aggression. When you bring their intention into clear view with a calm, emotionless question, their entire strategy begins to collapse. They will hesitate, they will stumble, they may laugh nervously and say, "What? No, it was just a joke. You're too sensitive." But you have already won. You have shown that you see through them. More importantly, you have shown that their words did not affect you. You did not give them the anger they wanted, and you did not give them the submission they expected. You gave them a quiet, unsettling awareness. Declare your new standard now. Type this in the comments. I expose their chaos with my calm. Number 4, the overwhelming power of silence. The sentence is only the first part of the method. The second part is what comes after. Once you ask, "Are you hoping for a reaction from me?" you must do the most difficult thing in a tense moment. You must remain completely silent. Do not explain further. Do not add, because that was unnecessary. Do not soften the impact. Ask the question, then allow the heavy silence to fill the space. Silence creates pressure, and people naturally resist it. When a toxic person is met with complete silence, their discomfort rises. They realize they have lost control of the interaction. In their attempt to escape the tension they created, they begin to talk. They backtrack. They over-explain their comment. They try to shift the topic. While they scramble to fill the silence, you simply observe. Let them sit in the discomfort they created. The Stoics understood that silence is never empty. It carries answers. When you refuse to rescue someone from the consequences of their own disrespect, you set a boundary that is firm and unbreakable. Without saying a word, you communicate that your peace is protected, and if someone brings negativity to you, they will have to deal with it alone. Number 5, the complete withdrawal of access. After the moment passes, most people think the situation is over. But a Stoic understands that real self-respect is enforced over time. The toxic person has revealed their nature. They have shown their willingness to cross your boundaries. You do not need to hold a grudge. A grudge is simply a heavy burden you carry yourself. You do not need revenge, because revenge keeps you connected to them. What you must practice is the highest Stoic principle, the strategic withdrawal of access. Your attention, your warmth, your humor, and your presence are valuable assets. They must be earned. When someone shows they do not respect you, you do not need to announce that you are cutting them off. You quietly lower their level of access to your life. You respond more slowly. You keep your replies short and direct. You stop sharing personal details. You stop giving your best energy. You remain polite, composed, and distant. You become a gray rock when they realize that their behavior costs them your presence. They begin to understand the true consequence of crossing your boundaries. You do not demand respect. You simply remove yourself from spaces where it is not given. Number 6. Rebuilding the foundation of your worth. Why do insults hurt so deeply? Why do we lose sleep over a passing comment from someone we do not even value? It is because somewhere within us we fear there might be truth in it. If you build your identity on unstable ground, every challenge feels like a threat to your entire sense of self. When your self-worth depends on approval, praise, and external opinions, you live in constant vulnerability. Every disrespectful person gains the power. To shake your identity, to become truly untouchable, you must do the difficult inner work of building a strong internal foundation. You must examine your character. You must keep your promises to yourself. You must act with discipline, integrity, and honesty, even when no one is watching, when you know who you are, when you recognize the effort you have invested in your growth, and when you respect yourself deeply. Outside criticism loses its weight. The words of others begin to sound distant and irrelevant. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. When your life aligns with your values, you no longer depend on praise, and you no longer fear criticism. You begin to see that the person insulting you is reacting to a false version of you that exists only in their mind. They cannot affect you because they do not truly see you. Fix this deeply in your mind today. Write this vow in the comments. My self-worth is not up for negotiation. Number 7. Accepting the role of the villain in their story. This is the final truth you must accept if you want real freedom. When you stop reacting, stop explaining, embrace silence, and withdraw your energy, toxic people will not celebrate your boundaries. They will resist them. They will label you arrogant. They will tell others that you have changed, that you are cold, that you think you are better than them. They will reshape the story to present themselves as victims and you as the problem. Let them. You must release the exhausting need to be the hero in every narrative. You cannot control what people say behind closed doors and trying to manage your image. Among those who misunderstand you is a losing battle. Let them see you as the villain. Let them misinterpret your peace as pride. Let them stay comfortable in their own version of reality. Your life is not a performance for approval. You are not here to win validation. You are here to master your mind, pursue your purpose, and live with steady, unshakable peace. When you let go of the need to be liked by everyone, you enter a level of freedom most people never reach. Disrespect is loud, but real power is quiet. It does not argue, it does not beg, it does not lower itself to the level of provocation. Real power looks at chaos and chooses not to reflect it. The next time someone tests you, do not react instantly. Do not rush. Let the pause stretch. Look at them. Recognize that their inner turmoil is not your burden, and ask the question that changes everything. Are you hoping for a reaction from me? Then stand calmly in the silence of your own control. If you have stayed with me until the end of this message, you are not just consuming information. You are shaping your mind. You are part of a rare group that values truth over comfort. Show your commitment today, like this message, to reinforce your progress. Share it with someone who is giving away their power to toxic people, and make sure you stay connected so you continue growing. Leave your final declaration in the comments below. I am untouchable, unbothered, and completely free. Stay grounded, stay disciplined, protect your inner foundation. I will see you in the next one.